Thanks in part to the schema layering we just discussed, we benefit from this thing called data independence, which is when applications are insulated from how data is actually structured and stored thanks to schema layering and high-level queries. For example, if a developer modifies the conceptual schema by splitting one relation into two separate relations, they can modify any views that draw info from that relation so that the user can't tell that changes were made at all. This is called logical data independence. You can apply a similar logic to changes in the physical schema. For example, a database admin changing the way a relation is stored on disk shouldn't affect how relations in the conceptual schema logically interact with each other. This is called physical data independence. Data independence is a really powerful tool because it allows you to make changes at a certain level without needing to rewrite everything in the higher level schemas. So let's apply this idea of data independence to our university example. So our university has three schema layers: external schema, conceptual, and physical schemas, just like we talked about before. So in the external schema, the course info view combines data from the courses and faculty relations. But what would happen if we split faculty into faculty public and faculty private? So faculty public will have just the FID along with the name. And faculty private would have the FID along with the instructor's salary. Remember that a view's data is generated when the DBMS queries relations at runtime. Before, course info queried faculty to associate an instructor's name with the course that they were teaching. But by changing this query to look at faculty public instead, we retrieved the same information for our users without them even knowing we changed our conceptual schema at all. This is an example of the beauty of data independence. Okay, so now we've seen data independence in action with our conceptual schema, but what would happen if we changed something with our physical schema? So in our example here, we've decided to store all relations as files of unsorted records. But let's say we decided instead to store our relations as files of sorted records. So what would happen if we made this change? Okay, well, how would it make a difference when the external schema queries the conceptual schema to get some data? The result should be the same as before. Since the conceptual schema itself didn't change, the same query should yield the same results. The main difference that comes from changing the physical schema is efficiency, in the form of query speed, memory usage, along with other factors.